Hello and welcome back. In this video you're going to find out what I charge for driveway cleaning and patio cleaning. The prices are very similar, and also the methods I go to do a quote on a driveway clean and also with the patio. There's two methods. One method is Google Earth, the other method is CamToPlan on a mobile app. So my base price for driveway cleaning is £4.50 per square meters, and if it's over 15 miles from a house I will charge extra for the fuel and the time. And never underestimate how much slurry and muck you will get from a driveway clean. It is insane. The first method I'm going to show you is Google Earth. So the customer's got in contact with you, said, hello, can I have a quote for my driveway clean? I always try to divert the customers to my contact page on my website, so I get all the information in one hit, so it saves going backwards and forwards with all the information. Once you've got their address, I always try to go onto Google Earth for a driveway, because 9 times out of 10 the driveway won't sort of change. I will go around, sort of measure it, and then I will always send the customer a screenshot of the area saying, is this correct? So then they can verify. They might then try and say, well, no, we've had extra driveway added, then therefore you have to go around and measure it in person. But 99.9% the driveway is normally the same, because who can afford to keep replacing or making the driveway bigger? So that is my first go-to method. So what I do, I go onto the laptop and I will show you how I do it, step-by-step guide. Okay, so you type in Google Earth, click on the Google Earth page. I'll use this address, which I did a bit of research, because I needed to find a house where it had some issues. So okay, so we're gonna, so the house address we got from the customer, for example, is this one here. Okay, so zooming a bit more, instantly you can see got double yellow lines everywhere, all around everywhere. Okay, and I would say these are going to be permit parking. So what we do, if we click on this little man, it put a blue line up. If you click anywhere near there, it would take you down onto the road. Oh, you may be thinking, how can I have a look at the driveway? There's a white van in the way. You can turn the screen, and also if you click on these arrows, obviously left goes to left, you can see there's a driveway. On a whole, don't look too bad, but my main concerns would be these double yellow lines, and all around these I'd say would be permit parking as well. You can turn it all the way around and all down there. So these are the things you've got to take into consideration. What I did, I had to do one in Norwich, and the customer actually lent me her permit so I could park. I literally had to park across the road from the house. But remember, if you've got a van mounted system or on a sort of trailer which is mounted, and you had to park over here, your hoses would have to be going across the road. So it wouldn't be ideal. You'd really need to be wanting to park in one of these spaces along here, so take that into consideration. So if you still want to go ahead, think, yeah, I don't mind, I can work around it, I want to price this job, what you do, you go back. Okay, so you come to here, up here, for argument's sake, if you've got a really poor image, which this is the latest image for this house, as you can see, it is horrendous. You could not kind of measure sort of a driveway. So you go to one which can, like that one, zoom in a bit. So click up on the ruler, go around the house, put in little dots, go around. Okay, this is just a rough idea. I'd be a lot more accurate if I was doing it. So as you can see here, the total area is 32.7 square meters. So I'd round it up to 33. So if I was charging £4.50 a square meter, that would be £148 £4.50. But also, I'm going to touch on to something else also. I do have a minimum price, so unfortunately this at £4.50 will fall under my minimum price, which I'll tell you at the end what my minimum price is before I get my equipment out. In my eyes, to come to do this drive for 150 quid is not worth it personally, but wait until the end. I'll do my next method. Okay, my next method is CamToPlan, and this I use on my mobile phone. So you need to get your phone out, open up CamToPlan. I'll now open up my phone, go on to CamToPlan. As you can see, these are the previous methods I've done for previous customers. This is on my own patio, so this will just be a quick guide just to show you the process. So you have a starting point, you press add, walk around, hitting the button to put little markers. If you have a curved area, you can do a curve, all different shapes. And then once you've gone around the whole area, you then go back to the start, and then it will leave you the finished size, which is, in this case, is 30.41 square meters. So what I'd do, I'd round it up to 31. And with a patio like this, which is porcelain, I will be around £4 per square meters. 31 square meters square to 4 times 31 is £124. So this falls into my next debate. I do have a minimum charge, so for this it would be £250. That is my minimum charge before I get my equipment out, because personally I don't think it's worth turning up at a house, going there, getting your equipment out, the use of chemicals, petrol for £125. Time you paid your tax, you'll be left with nothing. So I do have a minimum charge of £250, and that is for any surface. So like I said, if my driveway is £150, that will be £250. So, and that is what it is. And a lot of customers respect that, because time you paid your tax, your petrol, chemicals, you need to have a minimum charge. I don't care what anyone says, people working for less than that, it's not worth it. Okay then, I hope that helps anybody out. So my driveway clean, block paving, if it's concrete it'd be £4, but block paving, anything block paving is £4.50, patios is £4, and I have a minimum charge of £250. So if anything comes in under that, so £240, it'll be £250. Also, every job I go to, I always take time out to speak to the customer, explain the process, to say to them, if you see any dirt on the windows, don't worry, it'll all be rinsed down at the end, the windows be cleaned. You know, that goes a long way. It just sets the customer's mind at ease, because if they're standing in the house watching out the windows and they're seeing all mud and dirt flying everywhere, we all know what customers can be like, be a bit funny. So always explain the process, it puts them at ease, and yeah, build up sort of a trust with the customer. They will like that. So hope this helps. Anyway, if you find this content useful, why don't you hit a like, hit a subscribe. And I find these videos hard to do with my speech, but you know, nothing's going to stop me from doing these videos. If it can help someone in the industry, just to give them a bit of guidance, drop a comment what you'd like to see in the next video, maybe my tools, what I use, my leaf blower, any service. Anyway, thanks for watching, catch you in the next one.